Hello and welcome to Kirkby Stephen Station as I continue my journey along the stations of the Eden Valley. Kirkby Stephen is one of three large stations along with Appleby and Settle, serving the busy nearby market town. Like the other stations acquired by the Settle and Carlisle Railway Trust, it is on a 125-year lease. Restoration was completed in 2004 and was officially opened by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales in 2005. In the same year, it won the Railway Heritage Trust Conservation Award. Like other stations that I've visited in this series, including Armathwaite, Lazenby and Kirkcoswald, and Langwithby, this station was designed by the Midland Railway Company architect John Holloway Sanders and was opened to railway traffic in May 1876. The station is located more than 1.25 miles from the town centre. Its remote location was necessitated by the Midland Railway's desire to keep gradients on the line to no greater than 1 in 100 for fast running. Had it been any closer to the town, the climb up to the summit of the line at Aysgill would have exceeded this limit considerably. This station, along with all of the other stations along the Settle-Carlisle line, except for the stations at Settle and Appleby, was closed in May 1970, but was later reopened by British Rail in July 1986. The main buildings on Platform 1 now incorporate a caretaker's flat. There's offices, holiday accommodation, and in the Midland Room, which was opened in July 2011, is a cafe, an exhibition of items related to the Settle and Carlisle Railway. Meanwhile, across on Platform 2, there's a stone shelter. The old goods shed to the south is now in private commercial use, with goods facilities having been withdrawn in 1964. Kirkby Stephen is a small market town lying at the head of the Eden Valley, and it was granted a market charter back in 1352. The market square is surrounded by an ancient collar of cobblestones and has a number of buildings of historical and architectural significance. The town enjoys an enviable position between the Yorkshire Dales and the Lake District National Park. It's also close to the North Pennines area of outstanding natural beauty. The cloisters were built in 1810 between the square and the parish church, with the intention of providing shelter for churchgoers and market people. The parish church, known locally as the Cathedral of the Dales, was built on the site of an old Anglo-Saxon church and contains many interesting relics, including the Locky Stone. This is one of only 2 such stones in the whole of Europe. In summer, the town is vibrant with floral displays and attractive gardens, helping to make Kirkby Stephen a Cumbria in bloom winner. The River Eden passes under Frank's Bridge, where there is a pleasant picnic area. Well, I've now come to Appleby Station. The Midland Railway Station at Appleby was built to the same specification as Settle and Kirkby Stephen, with a large goods shed. It's one of the major stations on the Settle to Carlisle line. The platforms are the longest on the line at 200 yards and were built originally for the purposes of the Anglo-Scottish express trains. The water tower and crane were installed by the local Round Table in 1991 to service special steam trains, which still call it the station today. Unusually, this station is built with brick rather than the local sandstone used for most of the other stations on the line. Like the other stations that I've featured in this series of videos, including Armathwaite, Lazenby and Kirkoswald, Lengworthby and Kirkby Stephen, this station was designed by the Midland Railway Company architect John Holloway Sanders and was opened in May 1876. It was one of only 2 stations on the Settle-Carlisle line to remain open, Settle being the other, following the withdrawal of local stopping trains in May 1970. The line through the station is often used as a diversionary route for the West Coast Main Line for both passenger and freight trains. This is one of just a few staffed stations along the line. The booking office is open for 9 hours, 6 days a week, but closed on a Sunday. To the north of the station are a number of engineers' sidings, which once formed the connection to the Eden Valley branch to Warcop, Kirkby Stephen East and Barnard Castle, along with an active signal box, which was repaired and refurbished in the autumn of 2019 to fix issues with rotten timbers and box foundations. The main station building is Grade 2 listed, whereas the waiting room on the northbound platform here, along with the station's footbridge, are separately Grade 2 listed. The footbridge was moved to Appleby West from Mansfield Station in 1901. A number of special steam excursion trains operate most weeks on the Settle to Carlisle line during the spring, summer and early autumn. There is a water tank with water crane at the south end of Platform 2, which is used to supply water to the steam locomotives. The ancient market town of Appleby in Westmorland has kept its old world charm. There are beautiful riverside walks and many picnic areas just a couple of minutes' walk from the town centre. For several centuries, Appleby was the county town of Westmorland. With the creation of Cumbria in 1974, the name of the town was changed to preserve the name of the ancient county and as a reminder of the town's heritage. Appleby developed as a market town after the Norman conquest, having a strategic position in the Eden Valley. It's an attractive market town with a great deal of interest and charm. Appleby's uncommonly wide main street, Boroughgate, has been described as one of the finest in England. It runs from the north end by the cloisters to the south end by the castle entrance. At the north end is the Moot Hall, with a plaque above the door dated 1596, and it's now used as a tourist information centre. The beginning and end of Boroughgate is marked by the Low Cross and the High Cross. The Appleby Horse Fair, also known as Appleby New Fair, is an annual gathering of gypsies and travellers. The horse fair is held each year in early June and attracts roughly 10,000 gypsies and travellers, along with about 1,000 caravans, several hundred horse-drawn vehicles, and around 30,000 visitors. The fair is billed as the biggest traditional gypsy fair in Europe and is commonly likened to a large family gathering. The horses are washed in the River Eden and trotted up and down the flashing lane most May days. Appleby is overlooked by the privately owned Appleby Castle, a large Norman structure that served as home to Lady Anne Clifford in the 17th century. Well, I've really enjoyed making these videos on the stations of the Eden Valley. It really is a beautiful corner of Cumbria. The railways have had an enormous impact on my life, going back to when I was very small. And I've visited many railway stations over the years, but nothing really could have prepared me for some of the stations I've seen on the Settle to Carlisle line. It has been a pleasure to spend some quality time at these stations and to look at the care and attention to detail that has gone into looking after the platforms, the station buildings, and the beautiful floral displays. I hope you've enjoyed watching these videos as much as I've enjoyed filming them. Thank you once again for watching the video today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until the next time, from me, Stephen Bennett, take care. Bye-bye.